Hey, what's up, tubers? This is ESHTF Hunter. Just thought I'll make you a little video today. I've been watching the Kyle Rittenhouse trial pretty closely this past week. Watched some of the work at work. I watched just about all of his testimony, and I learned some things that I didn't know. Back in 2020 when this first happened. When something like this happens, there's a whole lot of misinformation on social media. But it's pretty interesting to get the different sides of the story and everything. But so let's talk about the two people he killed. The first one was a convicted child molester, 11 counts of child molestation. What was his name? Joseph Rosenbaum. Joseph Rosenbaum was the first one he killed. There were a couple witnesses that heard Joseph Rosenbaum threaten to. He said, "If I ever get you alone, I'll kill you." And one of these, they thought this one threat was directed toward Kyle at one time, and something else about Joseph Rosenbaum that you might not have heard before was he just got out of like a mental institute like a day or two before, where he tried to kill himself, commit suicide. And so you could kind of make an argument this man was out to kill or be killed, and he didn't really care which. And so it's almost like he was, he would just come out of a mental institute for wanting to commit suicide, and then he goes out and chases a guy with an AR-15 with intent to hurt him or be killed himself. He just didn't care. So that was the first guy Kyle killed, and then as chain reaction happened after that. The second guy was Anthony Huger or something like that. Huber, but Anthony Huber was a convicted domestic violence offender. So I don't know if that's a felony or it's a real high misdemeanor. I know people that's convicted of domestic abuse aren't allowed to own firearms, which neither person had. But so that's a couple of things I learned that maybe I didn't know before. And the third guy, I can't even pronounce his name right. The one that had the Glock, he shot an arm, but to my knowledge, he didn't really have no police record. But he was carrying a concealed handgun, and his permit had run out. But by Wisconsin law, that was like just a misdemeanor for the first offense, I think. But I don't know. It's kind of. I heard somebody say that they was calling out the National Guard just in case, just in case they found him innocent. All the people he shot were white. I don't know why they'd ride over this, but anyway. And like somebody else said, why didn't they call the National Guard out to begin with? And maybe Kyle wouldn't be in this situation if they'd have called out the National Guard back in 2020 when these riots were going on. I seen a picture of there was this car lot that they were actually guarding called I think it was Car Source. There was 3 of these car lots, Car Source 1, 2, and 3. And one of them, like the riders, they completely destroyed every vehicle, burned them, and one of the Car Source lots. I mean, it looked like where the U.S. had bombed something in the Middle East. I mean, just total destruction, nothing left. And that was the reason Kyle and some of his group was to help protect the Car Source. They met with the owner, and the owner gave them permission. And then things spiraled out of control that night. So anyway, after listening to all the testimony, I don't see how they can convict him of murder. I think the prosecution really knows they don't have a case. Listening to Kyle testify, he was trying to be an upstanding citizen. I know he's only 17 years old, and he shouldn't have been there to begin with, him being 17 years old, but he was trying to be an upstanding citizen, and the testimony he gave showed nothing but him, trying to be an upstanding citizen. He wants, I don't know, he wants to get in the medical field, EMT. He wanted, he's doing like a police exploratory program, and I think he said something about doing some lifeguard work before. So there's nothing that leads me to believe that he intended to kill anybody. And anyway, this is SHTF Hunter, and just some of my thoughts on this. But I hope Kyle walks free. He should. One of the things I kind of picked up on and believe, the judge is actually on Kyle's side. I don't know how this will. I don't know how it all transpired here. I don't know if they're coming up with a verdict Monday or it'll be this coming week. But anyway, so like I say, I hope everything goes good for Kyle, and I think it will. This is the SHTF Hunter. Leave your thoughts on the case down below. I'm out.